I know. I'm wearing Superboy as a t-shirt, not Superman, but get over it. This episode's about Superman, so let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about the future of the DCAU, more or less. If you're familiar, the DC animated universe essentially took a turn with its current run ending with Justice League Dark Apokolips War, which is a review that I have up on my channel. You can check that out from the corner over there. But today we're talking about the refresh, where we're going to be starting brand new essentially. And that's going to be starting with Superman Man of Tomorrow. Now this one's going to be coming out still in a few months. I believe midsummer is when it's supposed to be coming out. I think July sometime. I don't remember the exact date of it. But this one's going to be the refresh of the DCAU starting all over. And why not start with the Man of Steel, the one who is very much a cornerstone. I know I would probably choose Batman over Superman, but I've grown a massive affinity over Superman lately. A lot of good content from him with Red Sun, his involvement in a couple of different projects. Plus, Henry Cavill's amazing, so anything Henry Cavill and Superman related, I'm probably going to start to be a little bit more on board for as of late. But today we're talking about the refresh. Now this one, the trailer just came out for it, I think just a few days ago. Yesterday as of the recording of this video, but a few days for you, depending on when I post this. I will leave the link to that down in the description down below. I'm sure that I'm going to be playing some clips throughout here as well, just so you get a little bit of a visual on it. Now, I actually did mention this actual movie coming out at I believe, during my discussion of Justice League Dark Apokolips War. They did do a little bit of a teaser about this particular movie, and I still kind of hold true that it does look a little bit Johnny Quest-like. If you take a look at some of the pictures I have here behind me, I feel like just the style of it looks a little bit different, obviously, from what we're used to seeing from the DCAU, but I actually don't think that's a bad thing. After watching the trailer for this one, I actually felt like it was a lot more interesting than I thought it was going to be originally. So in this one, we're getting a lot more of that Gen 1 Superman. When I say that, I mean it's his sort of start in becoming Superman, obviously crash landing in Kansas, being raised by the Kent family, going to work for the Daily Planet, meeting Lois Lane, things like that. But we do get some teases as to that early Superman, which I actually liked a lot, where he's kind of has a variation of a cape, has kind of like these flyboy glasses that he wears when he's going to go flying. Good to see that Superman just didn't all of a sudden become Superman, like a lot of iterations like to show him as. He actually had an evolution, very much like a Batman, where he has those early gadgets that don't work for him, but he sort of modifies, gets rid of, whatever the case may be, as he gets better at being Batman. So I really like this version of Superman, being able to see that he didn't just all of a sudden go from just a kid learning his superpowers to all of a sudden becoming the greatest, most powerful superhero. There was a bit of a learning curve. And I kind of get Smallville vibes from it a little bit. Not fully, but I do get some tendencies to that. And actually, Darren Criss is going to be voicing Superman. Now, you may be familiar with that name as he was in American Horror Story as well as Glee. And I believe Zachary Quinto is going to be doing the voice of Lex Luthor. If you know him as Spock from the new Star Trek movies, or the latest ones, rather. And what was the Heroes? He was on Heroes, where he played the bad guy. So in terms of the movie itself, it actually looks amazing. I'm very much down for it. I do have some slight nitpicks, and maybe this is just my own personal preference, as to what this movie will be. First of all, again, I loved all that early Superman stuff, but I think it's a bold choice, them bringing in Lobo as the very first big bad for Superman. Not necessarily the most usual choice. Usually get variations, whether it be Lex Luthor or Bizarro or Brainiac, or not necessarily Doomsday, I don't think you should start with, but there's a lot of other Superman characters that I felt like they maybe would have started with, but Lobo is definitely a bold one. And then a second one is also Parasite, which I don't really know if I want to see Parasite as that sort of early Superman villain, but considering it's the animated universe where they can be a little bit more free to do some more fantastic things, whereas like a live action or anything like that, you're restricted by those things, I can kind of see why, something like Parasite would be the villain that you may want to bring in, especially with Superman himself being an alien. Now, the only thing that I think that I don't like based on the trailer is the fact that they're including Martian Manhunter. The fact that we can't even get a Superman starting off a new generation, more or less, of animated movies, starting with Superman. that all of a sudden he has to have a team up right away. Like, can we not just have him be Superman for like an hour and a half or however long the runtime of this is? They're usually not that long of movies, usually about hour 10 to hour 30, maybe 40 if you're pushing it. But I don't think it was necessary to bring in Martian Manhunter, especially this early. I feel like that's going to be very much a crutch that they're going to lie on, where we're now not so focused on Superman, but we're focused on John Jones and Martian Manhunter, how he already knows somebody who's an alien as well. He doesn't get to fully develop as Superman. It needs help from another alien already. Like, I feel like that's kind of a cop-out and not really a fan of that, but hopefully the story will make a little bit more sense. I think there is a Man of Tomorrow comic book, if I'm not wrong. I have not read it at the time of this filming, so I don't know how accurate any of this stuff is compared to comics. I'm kind of in no man's land, no territory here in which I don't know anything, but I kind of don't want to know anything and just take the DCAU movies at their face value. If it's comic accurate or not, I just kind of want to, hoping it was an original story, but I don't know if it fully is. But I do hope for some good things from this in terms of how this one's being presented. I love the animation style. It looks actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Not quite as systematic, I felt like, or the same as the previous iterations of the DCAU films, which will be nice. I do kind of hope that these new generation sticks with following some comic book storylines, although I think they might be starting to run out of the big staple ones. But I hope that they can still incorporate some into this universe or keep it separate and just have this whole through storyline with this new generation. In terms of the trailer itself, I think it looks really good. I'm definitely excited for a lot of what's to come from not only Superman, but the new generation of DCAU. Really excited for that stuff. If you guys are excited about it or have any thoughts, or even if you want to see a specific storyline adapted, let me know down in the comment section down below. Actually, on Archer, my buddy, so you can see the mug over here in the corner, he had on a guest for Grind_Legacy, is his Instagram handle, Grind Legacy. They actually showed a comic from where Superman became Batman. And I forgot about that comic until they showed that. And I think that would actually make a really good DCAU movie. So if that one I would probably add to my list along with like Injustice, Batman Year One as some, or Earth One, excuse me, Batman Earth One, which I prefer to Year One. If they could add that into the list of comic to animation adaptations, that's really difficult to say. I think that would be a good thing to add to that list of potential movies. But I'm hoping that the through line of whatever this is will succeed, and I hope we get a lot of good things. I don't know if there are going to be some more information this upcoming DC fandom event, which is like a Comic-Con just for DC. But either way, I'm really excited for the future of the DCAU. Again, let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below. As well as make sure you hit the thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, because I am on my way to 300 subscribers, hoping to make it there by the end of the year, but I can't get there without your help. And the only way I can get your help is obviously if you're subscribed already, as well as you can share this with your friends. I would greatly appreciate that. I am doing a giveaway for my 300 subscribers when I get there. Video up there in the corner, so you make sure to check that out, as I want you guys to be entered for this giveaway to possibly win a gift card to a website where you can purchase online movies, including some of the DCAUs like Justice League War. I believe Under the Red Hood is on there. Justice League Dark Apocalypse War I know just got recently added. Variations of the original DCAU that were really good, including like Flashpoint and things like that. So I recommend checking out that video. That's going to put that up there. If you guys have any other questions, I do also have a second video kind of explaining that website, also up in the corner. So make sure you guys check that out as well. Really, that's all my thoughts on the Superman Man of Tomorrow trailer. Really excited to see it when it does come out. I will be posting a video once I do see the movie after its release. So make sure you subscribe for that one as well. But really, that's all I have for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you in the next one.